All right, now let's get right into it. Now, Davido's journey in the music industry, as recounted in his recent appearance in The Bride, sheds light on the challenges and triumphs faced by African artists breaking into the global markets. Now, his experience with signing to Sony Music in 2016 highlights the disparities between his African superstar status and the need to prove himself to international audiences. Now, despite his prior successes, Davido found himself starting from scratch in the eyes of overseas record label, needing to reintroduce himself and his music. Now, these contrasts between performing in sold-out stadiums in Africa and being relatively unknown abroad underscores the complexity of crossing over into new territories.
And this is when I first got signed to an international label, which was Sony, in 2016. And this is when, like, you see, when we come and sign record deals overseas, they don't know that we're superstars back home. When I signed my first deal, I just came from Mali. I just did 60,000 people in the stadium in Mali. But then when you sign a new deal, they're asking you, so what's your name? So explain, what type of music do you do?
You have to prove again.
8 years of smash hits in Africa, like, I'm doing stadiums, like, people are fainting, like, you understand? Like,
But only in Africa?
Yes. Oh, no, only in Africa, but if no, not only in Africa, everywhere in the world. So when I first came, they put me with some producers, but it didn't work out. We dropped the EP under Sony, my first project, failure. To me, to my standard. Some people might see it as success, but to my standard, that wasn't it.
Well, I believe you can understand that perception. But throughout the interview, Davido also touched a broader topic such as the rise of Nigerian music, acknowledging the sacrifices made by earlier generations of artists and emphasizing the responsibility of current stars to pave the way for future generations. Now, his reflection offers insight into the evolving landscape of African music and the determination required to achieve success on a global scale. Well, I believe Davido always had to prove himself, but he's always been proving himself so far. Now, another conversation, Nigerian singer turned pastor Okpeyemi Gbenga Kayode, popularly known as Pepe Nazi, has recounted how God delivered him from smoking, alcohol consumption, and the use of illicit substances. Now, he said he got introduced to alcohol and illicit substances while he was in the secular music industry. Now, Pepe Nazi explained the popular notion that alcohol and illicit substances boost creativity is a misconception. Speaking in a video message shared via his Instagram page, Pepe Nazi said, God delivered me from alcohol, illicit drugs, and smoking. Let's watch this.
Smoking, how God delivered me. There is a lie the devil sells. For those who know that I had a career in the secular music industry for a while, for almost almost a decade. And even before I became, I would say, a professional artist, maybe whilst I was still in university, there's this lie that the devil sells to you, that the only way you can feel really better while you are recording or while you're going to the studio, and even while you're even engaging with the opposite sex, that the best way is to get high. And the devil sold this lie through men. And I would say this is when I started getting into what we regard to as, drinking of alcohol and engaging in things that did not glorify the name of God. But God wants us to cut off from these things that does not glorify his name, because he knows that it's a bait for the devil to make you bound. So when we were in the SUGs, the student union, being a member of the student union,
well, according to Pepe Nazi, these are things that would take you away from being actual who you're supposed to be. Well, thank you for that conversation as well. Now, Kanayo Chidi Mokeme, JKA, star in a new Igbo epic film, Out of Breath. Now, the film is supposedly inspired by true events. Obi Emeloye, the director, released the film's trailer on Sunday, March 24th, 2024, to sync with his 57th birthday celebration. Now, Out of Breath features Living in Bondage, Break Free, co-star Kanayo Kanayo and Jide Kene Achifusi, and Shantytown actor Chidi Mokeme in starring roles. Also featured in the epic are Queen Nwokoye, Ebele Okoro, Obi Okoli, Chineye Mbebe, and Echelon Mbadiwe. Now, the feature film is co-produced by Emelonie and Emanuela Ngozi Ide, who's also credited as the writer of the film. Let's check this out.
Iketa, gawa n'iru. Ndụ gị bụ nke m, mana ndụ, mana ọrụ. Kedu aha gị? Ndụbisi. Ndụbisi ka ọ ga-abụ. Nke nwoke, ọ dị taa. Otu, abụọ, atọ! Nyekwa ha. Bika, como onye mere gị ihe tata?
Ije, ọ dị mbụ, anọ.
Ọkụ ya kpatara anyị ji wee nwee omenala.
You know, it's really exciting to see movies that really depict the true Nigerian culture. And yes, we're waiting for that one, Out of Breath, probably to really take our breath away. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have a conversation with Doctor to talk about the situation happening in Nollywood, the medical considerations of Nollywood veterans. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this short break. All right, welcome back. It's still East Central. We bring you the best of the conversations, entertainment conversations from around the world and Africa. And if you're just joining us, well, you've missed a bit, but we've still got a lot in store for you. Now, the Nigerian movie industry has been grappling with the loss of beloved veterans, sparking concerns among fans and industry insiders alike. Most recently, we mourned the passing of Nollywood favorite John Okafor, popularly known as Mr. Ibu, on March 2nd. Then tragically, another stalwart of the industry, Ameachi Muonagor, also bid farewell on Monday, March 25th, 2024. Now, so he was succumbing to health complications as well. Now, so join us to have this conversation. The medical consideration for Nollywood veterans is Dr. Kel, the health-tainer. Hi, Dr. Kel. Thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me, Edewor.
All right, so let's just jump right into it. Now, looking at this current situation of Nollywood and the health issues that most of the veterans are facing. Now, can you just provide an insight into the common health challenges faced by Nollywood veterans considering the demands of their profession quickly?
Okay, so first of all, everybody would have health challenges at one point of their lives or the other. But when it comes to Nollywood veterans or creative, people in the creative industry, they have some challenges based on the dynamics of their profession. For example, they're usually prone to stress and mental health issues. And this comes with the demand of the jobs, long working hours, stress of always trying to put work, they're always trying to put work forward. They always have, short times of delivery, one project or the other. They live a high-paced life, fast-paced life, and there's so much competition. And this comes with a lot of burnout, anxiety, depression. And then this leads us to the constant use of drugs just to cope with the physical stress and also with the competition and the pressure to deliver. You talked about Pepe Nazi, who talked about drug abuse, being safe from drug abuse and alcohol. Those are the things that they have to use to cope. Alcohol addiction, drug abuse, it leads to sometimes suicidal thoughts, sometimes suicide. And then these are the general ones, right? We also talk about environmental factors. They're usually at, locations for a long time. They're exposed to environmental health hazards. We just saw a movie, Out of Breath.
Out of Breath, yes.
Yes, in that water, you don't know what is inside the water. You don't know how the environment has been polluted. Toxins everywhere. They're also subjected to that. Long working hours, standing for a long time. They are prone to musculoskeletal, disorders, physical disorders, joint pains, and even more recently, this has been, recurrent kidney failure, kidney issues, diabetes. These are associated with the kind of lifestyle that they live. I'm not saying that kidney diseases is particularly, has a direct correlation to Nollywood veterans. However, because of the dynamics I mentioned earlier on, they're always on the set for so long, they do not hydrate properly. Imagine having to shoot a scene for like 1 hour, no proper hydration, and instead of taking water, they're replacing water for alcohol, they're replacing water for, they're taking something like energy drinks instead of taking water, just so that it can boost their energy. They're taking a lot of drugs this time around, drugs that are supposed to actually be like supplements or to enhance performance in the context. But when you overuse drugs, when you misuse drugs, these will accumulate in your kidneys. You would have toxins in your kidneys, and when it is prolonged, there's high risk of kidney diseases. And also because of the condition, the way their jobs are, they do not have a lot of time. They travel a lot. They do not have a lot of time to do their regular checkups. So some diseases can stay in their system and undetected, not diagnosed early, not treated early, and then some diseases or infections that are not even supposed to kill you or reduce your productivity eventually becomes a problem because they were not picked early. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So Dr. Kell, I'll just take you from what you spoke about them not being able to check. Now, as people who are in this industry who work hours after hours, what would you say can be the specific medical considerations and preventive measures that they can take if it's to make sure that they stay alive and they stay well in the process of their career into retirement?
Okay, first of all, general checkups, we cannot underestimate or talk about general checkups. Everybody should have that, and particularly for this set of people, it's very simple checkups like your blood pressure, your blood sugar, cholesterol levels, full blood count. When you check the full blood count, your results can tell you if there is any infection anywhere in your system, if you do not have enough, like anemia, shortage of blood, if you have any viral infection, if you have any long-standing infection or any chronic infection, the full blood count can show that. Urinalysis, something as simple as a urinalysis, can tell you if you have a kidney infection that would eventually just, stay untreated and lead to, kidney damages, okay? Simple things like, and then also for specifics, we're talking about Nollywood veterans.
Yes.
Age-appropriate, screening tests for cancer. When it comes to women, breast cancer, cervical cancer, that's the HPV screening. We're talking about, generally colon cancer, generally, for the male, prostate cancer. You're checking for your kidneys, kidney function tests. You're checking your liver function tests. These are very important. Your blood sugar. Recently we've had people dying of diabetes. If left untreated, it can lead to amputation, can lead to reduced immunity, and all of that. A simple blood sugar test can help you to, pick those things very early.
Truthfully.
Right? And then for preventive measures, of course, proper diet. Proper diet. We see how we eat these days, and we just think it's all cruise. We're eating a lot of carbohydrates, we're eating a lot of processed foods. These are not the ideal. Simple diets, nutritious diets filled with vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, less carbohydrates, more, more whole grains, more vegetables, and processed foods, alcohol. Please, alcohol, smoking. We see a lot of these playing out in the movie scripts, and then the rest of the world, the rest of Nigerians, young people are drinking and smoking and eating wrongly because of the things that they see their faves do. And the truth is, I have a lot of friends, I have a lot of faves who do not drink, who do not smoke, who eat healthy, yet they have to, for the art, for the culture, for the movie, they have to, portray these things. So we have to make sure that, we eat properly, and they eat properly, and they do not engage in all of these social vices. Another thing is maintaining a good relationship with your mental health. There's so much competition in the industry. Yes, we know that there's a lot of industry. The old cats are scared that the new cats are coming. The unborn cats are scared. There's so much competition. But you need to know that you need to just own your space and know that you're good enough without the awards. That's another thing that messes celebrities up. Awards. You feel like your work is not validated enough because you do not have a lot of awards. But you need to know that you don't need to have materials out or projects out to be good enough or to know that you have done this. So you need to have a very good, relationships, your mental health.
Yes.
Your social life has to be top notch, bond with your family, and then just exercise, very important. Make sure you do not have a sedentary lifestyle.
All right, so Dr. Kel, before I let you go, looking at how can the situation that usually comes up is we see these veterans, soliciting for funding to, for medical treatments and things like that. Now, how can Nigerian healthcare system better support the medical needs of these Nollywood veterans, especially those who always face financial constraints? Just give me this quickly, if you can help us with that.
Okay, first of all, the entire Nigeria is having a problem with, universal health coverage. The entire Nigerians are having problems with even accessing, healthcare. So for the veterans, the onus is on the regulatory bodies, okay? What do you do in your what do your regulatory bodies do? Did you just collect, I don't know if they collect dues, or I don't know what it is they do there, but this is the time for you to prepare healthcare plans or solicit for healthcare plans from the government. Build partnerships, okay? Build partnerships with medical hospitals, with HMOs, so that you can provide healthcare and health insurance for your people, okay? Because if you, and sometimes when people are sponsoring your shows, sponsoring your movies, they mustn't always come in form of money, physical money. They can come in form of, plans,
healthcare packages.
Healthcare packages.
Oh, great.
And then there has to be awareness. Awareness, not just for the stakeholders, for the players, for the creatives in the industry. Partner with NGOs, partner with government agencies to, create more awareness when it comes to health in the industry.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Kel, for this little insight you've dropped, and I believe that we're going to take all these things into consideration as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much. Okay, have a lovely day.
All right, you too. All right, so let's move a little bit into the international scene now. Homes belonging to Sean Diddy Combs in Los Angeles, New York, and Miami were raided by federal agents on Monday, a month after the music mogul was sued for sex trafficking, among other allegations. Now, the raids were conducted as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from Homeland Security Investigations, that's HSI, in Los Angeles, New York, and Miami, as well as a local law enforcement partners. Now, the representatives of the HSI New York stated that further information will be provided as it becomes available, while representatives of for Combs did not respond to requests for comments. Now, these events occurred approximately 1 month after Combs was served with a sexual assault lawsuit by producer Rodney L. Rod Jones, Lil Rod Jones. In the lawsuit, Jones accused Combs of harassing and trafficking him. Yes. Now, this lawsuit marked the 5th legal action taken against Combs since his former longtime partner, Cassie, also known as Cassandra Ventura, sued him in November for sexual assault. Now, Douglas Wigdor, a lawyer representing Ventura, expressed support for law enforcement's actions in prosecuting those who have violated the law. He stated that he hoped this would lead to holding Combs accountable for his alleged misconduct. Now, Ventura previously accused Combs of repeatedly raping and physically abusing her over nearly a decade. Although Ventura reached a settlement with Combs later on, his lawyer, Benjamin Braffman, emphasized the settlement was not an admission of wrongdoing on Combs' part. So we'll be giving you updates on that as it unfolds as well. We'll let you know how that goes on with the show. But we have other conversations here. Now, Kim Kardashian has recently talked about how the reason why she decided to go on that divorce from Ye, popularly known as Kanye West. Now, people were wondering what really happened in this conversation. Well, let's give you the tea on that. Now, Kim Kardashian has recently opened up about her highly publicized divorce from rapper Kanye West, who, by the way, has asked everybody to call him Ye. So my bad, his name is Ye now. Now, shedding light on the reasons behind her split, despite acknowledging Kanye West's unparalleled success as a rapper and businessman, Kim Kardashian attributed her divorce to his personality shortcomings. That's what she said. Now, speaking candidly on the Big Boss show, Kardashian reflected on her marriage with West, acknowledging Ye's status as the best rapper of all time and the richest black man in America. She also accredited him to being the talented genius. However, she emphasized that despite West's achievement, the divorce unfortunately boiled down to his personality issues. That was why there was a divorce split in the first place. Now, as it was, their divorce settlement has been finalized since November 21st, 2029, 2022. And right now, this was why she just came out to have these conversations about why this happened, because people were wondering what really happened that caused the split. But hey, we decided to give you that update as well on that conversation. But you know how it is, we never wrap up the show without telling you what your celebrities are up to on celeb socials. And let's check that out. And when we come back, we wrap things up here on the show.
New sound design like your beat. New size keeping up very. All the fine girls want better body. Okoro, motivation from a man them. Change your status, then no go reach us. Destined and this is the life I chose. This is the life I chose.
So I say everything is different since you left me. Oh, I cannot pretend, boy, I go try my best. It's me against the world. Inshallah, I'm going to stand tall. Now everybody, they hear my song.
All right, I believe you're up to speed on all your celebrities are up to on social media, and that's what we do here on the show. We bring you up that all day, all that updates all day, every day. My name remains Edewor, aka the Voice of God, and we'll definitely keep it a date with us tomorrow, same time, 4:30 WAT. Tell a friend to tell a friend, all right? See you tomorrow.